2025, and we are starting at 5:01 and hosting my first Arts, Parks, Library, and Entertainment Committee meeting as chair. So thank y'all so much, and thank you for your support. I'm going to do a roll call real quick, and then we'll go to public comment. I see Councilmember Bradford is here, Councilmember Cap, Councilmember Eastlick, here, Councilmember Ewing, yep, Councilmember Gadd, Councilmember Lee, Councilmember Stiles, Councilmember Taylor, and Vice Chair Welsh.
Here.
That's great. And thank you so much to Councilmember Welsh for serving as Vice Chair.
Oh, you can just call me Veep.
Okay, I'll call you Veep. Before we start on the agenda, we have public comment, and Mr. Steve Ryder is going to discuss BL 2025-1011. Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the committee. What we're essentially talking with this park downtown is surplusing it, and it's one of the most valuable pieces of property in all of the park system. I'm worried about another park that's a pocket park that came from MDHA who could be facing the same sort of issue. If P&H Properties wants to use this park, it should follow the proper park procedure, and that is ask for a permit. That is what is traditionally done. To go there and ask for a 30-year lease with two 10-year extensions to operate and maintain that park for their benefit, for no rent at all, just does not make any sense to me. It is not in the best interest of the citizens of Nashville, Davidson County. There was a thing came up, well, MDHA transferred this to us. Well, MDHA transferred another piece of parcel too. So as the next piece of property, because this is a dangerous precedent what you're seeing right now. A park is a park. Once we take it out of the park, it's not welcoming to everybody. They're going to determine the operating hours. They're going to determine the schedule, how things are done. It's no longer a park. To say that it's open to the public, that's a huge difference. Fifth and Broadway is open to the public too. But is everybody welcome there? I don't know about that. So this, I know, I can see which way the wind is blowing. I see the full court press here today. But I'm going to stand up for the parks because that's what I'm passionate about. So I thank you very much, and appreciate you allowing me to speak today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great. All right, we are gonna we have one resolution and then one bill on second reading. Okay, so should we just take them individually? Okay, perfect, thank you. All right, so our resolution, item number 1, RS 2025-1492, a resolution accepting an in-kind grant from the Watkins College of Art at Belmont University to the Metropolitan Government, acting by and through the Metropolitan Board of Parks and Recreation, for a commissioned mural art project on the rear exterior wall of the Easley Community Center at E.S. Rose Park and Athletic Complex.
Move.
Second.
Great. All right, open for discussion. Does anyone have any questions? Yes.
Do we know what the mural is going to look like?
It's Terry and I.
Okay.
Power.
We've got the back.
Thank you for sharing.
Office one day.
Thank you.
We're taking over the mural.
Thank you for sharing the rendering. Are there any? Is there any other discussion? Thank you, Councilmember Cap, for joining us. We're just on agenda item number 1. Any other questions? Okay. Can I get all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any non-voting? Okay, it passes unanimously. 7. All right. Yeah, 7-0-0. Great. Agenda item number 2, BL 2025-1011, an ordinance approving 2 lease agreements between the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County and P&H Properties, LLC, for use of space located at 120 3rd Avenue North and 211 Commerce Street.
Move.
Second.
Great.
Move the amendment.
Okay.
Second.
Do you give a second for that? Thank you. And then we'll open for discussion.
Mr. Roden, could you explain, oh, I'm sorry, Chair. May I speak?
No.
Yes, yes, Veep.
Could you explain this whole situation with this park?
So it came to my attention a few months ago when we were asked about this, that we have a park. It is 3/10 of an acre behind an office building down on Commerce Street. Most of us did not even know there was a park back there. Councilmember Evan Siegel said she worked in the building, didn't know that was a park back there either. So it's been, MDHA transferred it to us about 28 years ago. It's never been permitted as a park. The only thing I've been told that we ever did there was pick up trash, and we think that's why it was transferred to us. What is going to occur is that P&H Properties is going to lease the property from us. They're building a little gift shop up next to the building and an elevator. The majority of the space will remain open as open park space. We're just leasing it. We're not giving the property away. In the parking garage right below it is where they are going to let us have a large space for, and I don't want to call this the wrong thing, Mark, because Chief got onto me for, what did I called it a substation. What is?
Yeah, it's been called a few things. Fire station, it's not a fire station. What this is space for us, for our EDI teams that Thursday through Sunday. It's kind of like the ideal that PD has, you know, with their officers down there on the Thursday through Sunday. Well, we have the same response, and this is space for us that is much needed for us. We will be able to have a place to house our equipment, our personnel, our supplies, because a lot of times we get out of service to go resupply our equipment across the river to Fauberlin Street. Now we're out of service up there where we should be responding to the emergencies down on Broadway. So this is some space that we have been looking for a long time, and we're so thankful for the partnership that we're fixing to get to be able to do what we need to do.
And so y'all know, the Parks Board looked at this and they voted in favor of it because they don't really believe, we don't feel like we're losing space because it's still going to be open to the public. The patio is still there. If you want to walk up off the street, go up and sit down, it's just going to have the Dolly Hotel right there connected to it. So that's the only difference that we see, and we don't have to take care of it anymore. Utilities, maintenance, everything, they're going to redo the whole plaza, and we don't have to do it. So, and it's such a small area, it's all concrete tile. It's behind a big office building. You would never know it was a Metro Park. So we think it's a good idea.
Councilmember Kubin, you're next.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Veep. Love that. Folks downtown are really excited about this. As you've heard, it's basically, I wouldn't necessarily call it a park, it's more of a patio at this point. And so what do we get for this? Well, number one is that the substation, I've toured the police substation downtown, and it's a huge asset for them. You all feel how hot and humid it is today. We've got our tireless first responders out in that heat all day, all night, heat, cold, etc. So to have a place for them to go, for the equipment to be stored, it's huge. And then, of course, the programming and activation. Right now, most folks think it's actually part of the building, and this will change to a place that people can access and use and enjoy. So we're really excited about it. I think it's a great partnership, and hope you all will support it.
Thank you. Any other questions? Did you have one, Councilmember?
No.
Okay. I did just have two questions that I want to follow up from public comment. So can y'all clarify on the permitting process or why it wasn't necessary to get permitting? And then when we talk about it being open space, so are there going to be hours or is that something P&H can clarify for us? I think these are just, I want to be able to get those questions answered.
Hi, Tom Cross with Metro Legal. It's going to be open generally when parks are open, which is not 24 hours a day. It's mostly sun up to sundown. And they have the right to close it for their events, but Metro Parks can also program events in there with appropriate notice.
So then are they going to have to give, would they be giving parks notice if they close it for a private event?
I think the idea is that there's going to be sort of a shared calendar so parks knows when they can target for their events. Arrangements like this in other places, then that people sort of work out a process. Send is not a good model, but that's the intent was for it to work that way there, so that we know when we have events in that space.
Yes, Councilmember.
If Parks program something for the space, who does the fee go to? Because usually for programming a park space,
Let me clarify something I said. Most of the time, it's just going to be open to the public like it is now, because it's elevated. Most people don't realize that's what it is. And Kevin, in other committee meetings, has mentioned we don't own the space above and we don't own the space below. It's just like this one layer that the parks owns. So right now, it's open to the public to go in there. It'll continue to be open to the public. It's, I'm sure P&H plans to program it, whenever they can do so profitably. But at other times, it'll be available for people to come in and see.
P&H explained to me that when I first met with them, it was almost a year ago, that they plan to activate it like seasonally every quarter, like wintertime, like have a winter theme, fall theme, summer theme, spring theme up on the patio for people to come up and see. So I think that's kind of what their hope is, so.
so it's mostly just going to be public space.
Correct.
Yes, Councilmember.
I don't have a question, but just a comment. I think my concern with this isn't about Dolly. But it's more about, I think, some previous experiences to see how the Parks Department has managed this with, as it's been shared with Mr. Cross, that there are some other examples. So some of those, I think, have resulted after, 30 years is a long time to say that this is always going to work out in the benefit of the Parks Department, even though they've fully vetted this, but I don't know that I feel confident enough to be able to support it. So I just want to make sure that I've made that statement on the record. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Gadd. Yes, Councilmember Cooper.
Appreciate the discussion and appreciate your comments. I think what I would say is that, right now there's zero benefit. So, if this is something that was currently being used and active and we're giving it to a new owner, I think there'd be, would it go down or up? Right now, it really couldn't go much lower than it is, because if you ask a smattering of downtown folks, they would all say this is, this belongs to the office building, right? Right. So to me, there's not really anywhere to go down, but ways to go up. And as an example, there's two examples that I think of: Church Street Park and Walk of Fame Park, both that were put in connection with Downtown Partnership. And Walk of Fame Park, you'll start to notice improvements, and there's mulch and flowers and things like that. And Church Street Park has all sorts of programming. So at least in the downtown core, I don't know much about outside of it, but in my district, I've seen this work a number of times where these partnerships create spaces that people want to go to and want to enjoy. So hopefully that would be the case here.
Any other discussion? Okay, yeah, I do want to make my last comment too. I feel that we are agreeing, like saying that, it's on vibes. Like, I mean, it's going to be open to everyone. And I'm just concerned, I don't understand why couldn't there be agreement, or that if there is events, that there's actual clarity, and then like permitting, I mean, I feel like usage fees, why can that not be clarified? I'm just trying to understand that part.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
It is pretty clear in the agreement.
So it is clear in the agreement? Okay,
A large lease agreement, yeah.
okay. But
Could you speak to kind of what that maybe looks like in the lease?
Actually, this is in the one of the amendments. You're on the amended version now?
yes, we're on the,
One of the amendments was
we're on Councilmember,
You voted on the amendment?
we haven't voted on, we're only on the amendment.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right. We're on the amendment.
we're on the amendment.
So one of the amendments was specifically to clarify that it would be open to the public when it's not being used for one of these events, and it's just not going to be programmed that frequently. The other piece of this is, Parks has the right to program things in there with notice, and obviously they're going to need to coordinate calendars, but the vast majority of the time, the expectation is it's just going to be open to the public like it is now, but hopefully people will know more about it because there will be activity up there sometimes.
That's codified in the
Yes.
contract in depth. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's Councilmember Evans' amendment. Yes, Councilmember Eastlake.
To clarify, there's really no way to close it. It's just wide open like a patio. There are no fences, no gates. So open and close is just a rhetorical term, because you can't open or close something that has no gates.
That is correct. I don't know exactly what their plan is. Like, I think it was mentioned earlier, they plan to have a gift shop there and elevators, and so they're going to need some security at some times. But no, I think it's going to look a lot like it does now from the street, only maybe better maintained.
Yes.
Thank you, Councilmember.
Just to clarify, I think that the lease states that P&H gets all the revenue from anything that happens there. I believe that's one of the lines in the lease, is that P&H gets all the revenue to that. And just in response to my colleague, Councilmember Cupin, I think part of the concern here, like Mr. Ryder's concern, like Church Street Park is not necessarily a good example of that, because Church Street Park, those changes pushed out unhoused people. So that's a concern, that one of the things that he is raising, because unhoused people use the public space that is downtown, and we want to make sure that we're not doing anything that actually uproots our unhoused people, and that some of the examples that you gave as parks where this has happened, that has actually been the end result. So that is the concern there.
Yes, Councilmember Easley.
I think that's actually a benefit, that we keep those parks clean and available to everybody, just not being taken over by some people that are less fortunate.
Any other discussion? Okay, then we're going to vote on the bill as amended.
No, we got to do the amendment
Shoot,
first.
I want to do the amendment, thank you. All right, all in favor of the amendment? Any opposed? Any non-voting? Okay. Now, we're going to vote on, okay, now, do we need to do the letter?
The bill is
The
amended.
bill is amended, thank you. The bill is amended. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any non-voting? Okay, thank you. So as amended, 6 in favor, 0 against, 1 non-voting. Okay, thank you all so much. Next, we're gonna have our Greenway and Open Space Commission election. Okay, so the Greenways and Open Space Commission, we will be voting on actually 2 members, correct? So it is 3, even though the email, I thought it was 2 and then vice mayor.
Everyone's a fourth.
No,
Okay,
it's
so-
3 members and the vice mayor would appoint a 4th.
All right. So we will be voting on 3 members from this committee who want to serve on the Greenway and Open Space Commission. Can I get a motion?
Don't think we have the motion.
Oh,
we just have
sorry. Oh, sorry, nominations. Sorry. Nominations.
Let's make this easy. Raise your hand if you have a greenway in your district.
Well, I have a Greenway in my district, but I don't want
Is there
there
any
anyone who
nominations?
wants to go
Anyone want to
through?
serve?
I'll do it. I want it.
Thank you, Councilmember Easley.
I nominate Councilmember Easley.
There we go.
Thank you, Councilmember Cap.
It's kind of a gimme.
Okay. Any other nominations?
Be nice if well, could we nominate people who aren't
I
here?
was gonna say, who's not here that can't?
Yes, let's do it.
Well, I
See what
guess
happens when you miss a committee meeting?
before we vote, because sorry.
I think Stiles and Lee would be perfect for that, don't you?
So after nominations, then we can do discussion. Or can I do the discussion?
You might want to do the discussion first,
Okay,
because it might
that's why I was
inform
trying
the
to-
nomination.
Okay, thank you, Councilor Darby. So I did want to have a discussion regarding the Greenway and Open Space Commission. It says that we are to have 3 committee members, and I wanted to open up the floor for discussion to reducing that number to 1 from our committee, and then the vice mayor can also still appoint 1 person. And so the overall number would be reduced from 4 to 2. It would need to have an ordinance change, which would take some time. And so I wanted to bring that forth to the committee, and if so, then we would delay the vote. But I wanted to open it up for discussion. Okay, Councilor Ewing?
I fully support that motion, or whatever it's called, that idea, concept. I'm in full support, because I do think that, well, it's good to have a couple of members there to keep tabs on what's going on and to give input. I do not think that it's necessary to have 4 council members on that body.
Thank you. Councilor.
I concur with that. Councilmember Ewing and Councilmember Cap and I served last year, and I have to say that I did not feel like it was beneficial for us to be on the committee. Now that, that council members can no longer vote or really impact what's happening, I didn't feel like we actually accomplished anything in 2 years. I don't think the commission accomplished anything in 2 years. I felt like it took up a lot of time, and that there was no need for us to be there, that the commission wasn't actually doing anything that, to move anything forward with Greenway. So I felt a little bit like it was a waste of my time, actually, to be on there, unfortunately. I like the people very much, but it was just not, I don't feel like we had any kind of impact on the commission or on the Greenway system in Nashville.
Thank you for the, Councilmember Bradford?
Refresh my memory, how many total members are on this commission?
4.
No, on the
Oh,
members,
sorry, total,
I think there are
Like
12?
12?
12, I think.
12, I think.
10 or?
Maybe, I don't know.
But
Like not, you mean 12 counting the 4 council members?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I
total.
think that sounds
That's
right.
with the 4 council members, yeah.
Knowing that size and the fact that I think this is the only board or commission in the city where there's more than one council representative, I say let's go with it and reduce it.
Thank you. Councilmember Cap?
I thoroughly enjoyed my service on the Greenways Commission, and I think that a lot of progress or non-progress on Greenways comes down to capital spending, which is a budgetary thing. Council members are clearly involved in that, and I think there is an important sort of role for that voice. 4 council members on a given commission is in total disproportion to any other commission, and we really shouldn't have been probably putting council members on commissions anyway, because we're not, like the charter very clearly says, you're not allowed to be on them, which is why we're not voting on them. And so I think like we properly took that voting power away earlier this term. That was the appropriate and correct step. And so we, I think, should probably be taking a look at a reduction because 4 is a really high number.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, but I had another point, if I may. I think if we vote on, if we put people on to the commission, I believe, and Director Darby can correct me if this is wrong, but I believe we will have then appointed them for a term that we could not then terminate before that term expired. So if we're considering a reduction, I think we should defer this vote and decide whether, like, not appoint 3 people and then come back and think about it. I mean, maybe people would.
I think Chair Bo was saying that, weren't you?
Yes, we decided to stop the election.
Yes, I think, but I think there's a strong reason to do that,
Yeah.
which is that if you put 3 on, they're on for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Councilmember Eastlick's been waiting.
Yes, Councilmember Eastley.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiastic nomination from CM Cap, I'm going to withdraw because this idea seems to be good.
You're declining my nomination.
Yes,
All right.
Councilmember Hewitt.
If it turns out that we nominate one from this body, and then there's one at-large nominated, given CM Cap's very good point about the budget being, the capital spending plan being sort of pivotal to that, the functioning of the Greenways Commission and Greenways system, it might be, I don't know if we can suggest or impact the decision of which at-large is chosen, but it would be nice to have a cross-pollination of an at-large who's also on the budget committee. Just a suggestion.
I believe the vice mayor's already made that appointment of Chair
She has.
Hill.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other discussion? So then, do we make a motion? Does someone want to make a motion to defer, or can we just defer them?
What do you mean, Vice?
I move that we suspend the election for
Yeah.
representation on the Greenways Commission from this committee until we pass legislation that changes the number of council members.
An
Second
easier
that.
motion might
I'll
be
second
an
that.
indefinite deferral
Well,
of the election.
But then
I
it
will
will die.
Are you
second
in
that
turn?
motion. That way it's very clear.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any against? Any non-voting? Okay, so yes, we have passed the motion, 7 in favor, 0 against, 0 non-voting, to defer the meeting, defer the election until after. Great, and then before we close, for my chair report, I want to ask everyone if there is something that is pressing within like Apple that you all would like to make sure that we discuss this year. I would like to make sure I hear that, and then I'll be putting together a schedule so that we have speakers. And my goal is like based on what the committee would like to oversee and review and hear from, that we have also check-ins, and we kind of see and look at progress of things that we have been concerned or just want to learn more about. So if anybody has anything they'd like to share, please do so. Okay, great.
To adjourn.
Yes,
Second.
Great, thank you. We are adjourning at 5:26. Thank y'all.
Great meeting, well done.
Don't forget the library picture.
Yes.